So Christin and Praveen wanted to come here to talk today about a project they're involved with, Kepler's, where Frank works, correct?
The buyer there.
Buyer. And as you all know, Christin and Praveen have, since they've taken over the Booksmith, sort of been working very hard to reinvent the idea of a bookstore in times when bookstores are not thriving, and they've managed to figure out how to make bookstores thrive.
At least we got you all fooled that we have.
Anyway, we authors love the Booksmith, and so they just wanted to present a little bit about how some of their plans to save Kepler. So I'm going to turn it over to Christin.
Thank you very much. So I was thinking about how appropriate it is to be here again, because before we bought the Booksmith, my sister Praveen and I came to the grotto, and Laura was here, and we were trying to just remember who all was here. Stephen was here, Ethan was here, Poe was here, and we talked about our crazy ideas to buy an independent bookstore. And I think we were saying we wanted to make the bookstore of the 21st century in that world. Yeah, it's like kind of a little sci-fi, but you know, Praveen and my background is we're both MBAs. We're former management consultants. For many years, we helped big companies get bigger, helped Microsoft develop its enterprise strategy. So when we sort of had our midlife crisis, decided to do something different, it wasn't obvious to us that we were going to buy a bookstore. We actually spent time in India, thought about a lot of different business ideas. We thought we should do something entrepreneurial, but we didn't know precisely what we wanted to do. But one of the things that was sort of constant in our relationship and in the way we would spend our social time is we'd go on Thursday, Friday nights to the bookstore. And actually a lot of times it was Kepler's, because we were living in Menlo Park and Palo Alto at that point. And we had this idea that independent bookstores hadn't really changed a lot, that they were very much, like bookstores of the 19th century, actually. It's not like there's been a lot of innovation in what a bookstore is. And we started thinking about all the ways that we might reimagine or reinvent an independent bookstore and emphasize the things that they do really well, which is create community, that they're a place for discovery, that there are ways that, one of the things that I realized pretty early on is that the community which surrounds the bookstore has always been also a very strong author community which surrounds the bookstore, because authors not only write books, but they also read them too. So, we have a lot of people that are coming through every day to just chat books with us. So, let's see, fast forward a little bit. We bought the Booksmith in 2007 from the longtime owner and founder, Gary Frank. Bookstores in the Haight-Ashbury. I think most of you have been there, but if you haven't, we'd love to have you come check it out. What we did in 2008 to 2011 is really focus on just a slow transformation of this store. And we really emphasized, as I said, all those things about strengthening community. So, by doing a lot of events. When we started out, the bookstore was doing about 80 events a year. Now we're doing over 200 events a year. And in the space of events, we are, trying all sorts of different things. We have, our regular authors on tour, book launch party type of events, but we also have ongoing regular events. The book swap was something that we kind of hatched as an idea with one of the literary deathmatch people that were involved with LDM for doing something a little bit more fun and hip in the store. Oh yeah, we're fun and hip. So, and the idea was not necessarily a singles night, but it was a way for people to come together and have conversation around books and enjoy an open bar. And now we sort of have this core group of people that come back regularly, and it's sort of a fun social evening. We also started Literary Clownfoolery people thought I was crazy to bring the clowns into the bookstore. Some people are still a little skeptical, come on, Barry, about why we have clowns there, but it gives the booksellers a chance to let their hair down, and we're playing around with the model of introducing books through a different way there, performers actually taking material from the books and incorporating it into the acts that they're doing with, and it's all clowns from the local clown conservatory. We launched Berkeley Arts and Letters in 2008, opportunistically actually. It wasn't part of our master design to do a major headliner event series. But when Cody's closed, Andy Ross had, we'd spoken with Andy and we said, who are your good people? Who should we talk to? And he put us in touch with Melissa Meidinger, who's now not only running Berkeley Arts and Letters with us, but she's also running the Booksmith events programming as well. So, she's like a 20-plus year veteran of bookstore events, and she was really committed to keeping an events program going in the East Bay. So rather than try to tackle putting another bookstore there in Berkeley, we said we'll focus on really creating a wonderful events program and make good use of her talents. So primarily all of the Berkeley Arts and Letters events is about 20 to 40 a year. Target to draw between 100 and 1,000 people. And we've had great success with sold out events there. Neil Gaiman, for example, we did a couple times in a row now and always sells out like instantly. But it's been other people too. Deepak Chopra, and we even had the atheists there at the church, which was kind of fun. But that is a very different...
Smell the sandwiches.
Ah!
Oh my God, wow. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Okay. It was a different muscle than running a bookstore events program. And so we really started to focus on our competency or capability around creating really wonderful, high-quality events. And one of the major things that Praveen's going to talk about and why we're here today is to tell you about something that we have that's sort of exciting going on down in the peninsula around Kepler's books and a lecture series that we're going to start down there.